Hi, everybody. It's John Kirk. I'm here on location in Montego Bay at the Convention Center for the United Nations World Tourism Organization conference in Montego Bay. I'm here with the Honorable Minister of Tourism for Jamaica, Mr. Edmund Bartlett, and what a fantastic event. We talk about this in Toronto. Sustainable tourism, job production. This is incredible. You have to be really, really pleased for the people of Jamaica and for the Caribbean region.
Yes. Thank you very much, Kirk. And yes, we are very, very pleased to see the response that the global community has given to the effort to have Jamaica be the center for the next 3 days of global deliberations on matters pertaining to sustainability and the creation of jobs and growth for destinations that are driven by tourism. We feel that today's show, which really was a discussion on the future of Caribbean in the Caribbean, the future of tourism in the Caribbean, we thought might not have interested world, but 906 people.
Yeah, they turned out in droves.
Exactly, 906 people came out today, and we have a registration which is unbelievable, 1,457, which is perhaps the largest conference registration that certainly have known of, and the UNWTO is telling me is the largest they've ever had in the world.
That's remarkable. Now, Eduardo, the professor from George Washington University, he talked about some incredible things. A lot of it had to do with being a disruptor and being innovative. And you've recently made the announcement on the Center for Innovation that's come out. Tell us a little bit about that, because that really sort of sets you on the forefront down that path of being a disruptor, I think.
Yes, indeed, because we know that people travel to fulfill their passions.
Yeah.
And these passions change with day. And therefore, if you're not innovative, if you're not giving value and added value, you're going to be left behind. And so what we're trying to do is to move away the thinking of our people from training for jobs, but training for entrepreneurship, training to create, to innovate. And so we have to certify and professionalize. And this is a whole business then of making the workers in the tourism industry understand that theirs is an occupation of in professionalism, and that they can move up in the ranks because A, they are qualified, B, they are competent, and C, they are both.
Yep. Now, having said that, there's a really strong message that's coming out from all the panels and the various discussions and boards that we've been sitting in on today, and there's a real sense of unity in the Caribbean, with all of the Caribbean islands participating, trying to deliver one message. It's a tough thing to try and put your thumb on or your finger on, but in a sense, what do you think you will come up with as a high-level strategy or sort of a blue sky strategy to get you to that stage where it's one destination?
Well, today we talked about how we can jointly market, and we're also discussing a new architecture for tourism, collaboration within the area. Traditionally, we are competitors, and I think there still be that level of competition, but we are seeing that there's greater value in working together, in collaborating rather than competing. And in that context, multi-destination tourism is an idea whose time has come. And tomorrow, the DOMREP and ourselves will sign an MOU on multi-destination tourism. We have already signed with Cuba. And in January, in Fitur, in Spain, we will sign with Mexico. So what it would mean is that the four largest destinations in the Caribbean will now be working together to market together, to seek airlift arrangements together, and hopefully to look at new protocols that will enable greater access and seamlessness in the movement within our space.
Now, for Canadian agents who are going to be viewing and watching, I know who you've met many, and you love the Canadian market. It's one of your lead markets. Canada has done extremely well. 2012, we had a really difficult time. The oil markets fell apart. There was a huge decrease in capacity of air seats and lift from from Canada outbound to many destinations, including Jamaica. But the numbers that have been reporting in the last couple of years, the rebound has been fantastic. Any comment on that?
Well, when I became minister this time around, the market was down 17%. And that was 21 months ago. And I said, no, the way Canada grew in my first iteration as minister, I will not accept that the Canadian market must fall. So we went into Canada, and I saw you then, and we started a serious campaign, and we also went to our partners. And Sunwing came to the table with some new flights, and WestJet came, and everybody came to the table with new flights. And we are now looking at a situation where within a 1-year period, we are now up double digits out of Canada. So we are seeing over 400,000 Canadians this year coming to the destination, and that is exciting. And then we're looking into the future, and the Canadian market is on a rise. And even though Canada remains number 2, it's a growing number 2 because it's going to be difficult to eclipse the United States.
Well, you've got an incredible team in Canada who are work tirelessly, obviously, to keep Jamaica at the forefront of the trade. So
we have good partnerships, the Sanders Group, the Bahias, the Spanish groups, the now Royalton, which is a Canadian group at Sunwing, and they're doing a marvelous job. So we're seeing more and more energy coming out of Canada. And besides, Jamaica as a destination is also improving. We're an experiential destination. We're not just about rooms. We are about attractions. We're about dealing with people's passions. We're about giving not just good quality service, but high-touch service. So that combination of high-touch service, of experiential assets, and good rooms, and great airlift.
Can you keep them coming back?
Keep them coming.
Well, I'll keep me coming back because this is my 34th time to Jamaica.
Which
Believe
means
it.
that you're part of the statistic that says 42% of all visitors have returned to Jamaica on every vacation year.
Well, that's I fall into that category. Okay, thank you very much for your time today. I know it's a busy day. Appreciate it, and thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all later.